Am I the a-hole, telling my parents to pay me back my college tuition if they want a relationship? I was raised by parents who believed, religiously and just culturally, in rigid gender roles. Dad should work, mom should stay home with the kids. I'm the only girl and have 3 brothers. Because of their expectation I'd stay home with kids, they never valued my education, educational achievements or emphasized things beyond domestic skills. I'm the second youngest. By the time I was in high school, my 2 older brothers had gone to the college of their choice, with my parents fully covering tuition, books, an off-campus apartment and other living expenses. They eventually did the same for my younger brother. I was told I wasn't allowed to apply for college. I did so in secret and got accepted with a partial scholarship. I didn't tell them I was moving out until a week before I left, with essentially nothing but what a few friends gave to me that their parents bought them for college. I took engineering and had to work, take on debt and struggle. My parents and I have barely spoken for years. I'm married now and expecting our first child, and they asked to meet up. We met at a park and they said they were sorry if they caused me pain but would like a relationship now. I asked them specifically what they were sorry for. They wouldn't elaborate and just said they wanted to move forward. I said that wasn't sufficient. In the end, I said they could prove they were sorry by forwarding me the $100,000 my degree and college expenses were, just like they did for my brothers. My mom burst into tears, my dad said I wasn't being serious, and I just left. Since then, I've been getting calls from my brothers telling me I'm being immature and hurtful. I don't think so at all. Am I the a-hole? Am I the a-hole for switching to regular milk to prove my lactose-intolerant roommate keeps stealing from me? Me and 2 other guys share an apartment together and we split all the bills. The only thing we don't split costs on is groceries. Everyone's in charge of buying their own food and we don't touch whatever doesn't belong to us in the fridge. We put our names on everything so no one gets mixed up. This issue has been going on almost a year and I'm sick of it. One of my roommates, R, keeps stealing my food. I get home from work and containers with my leftovers are sometimes missing, they have my name written on it or my stuff finishes too quick. My gallon of milk for example. I buy almond milk because I like the taste. But it seems to finish after a week even though I've only drank once or twice. I confronted R about this lots of times and that's caused a lot of arguments. He outright denies it and tells me I'm crazy even though it's so obvious. My other roommate and I carpool together because we both work the same early morning shifts around the same area, so I know it's not him. It's always after we get back home and R's already left for work that I notice my food's gone. My roommates also had a similar problem, but not as often as I do. I'm guessing because R doesn't like what he buys. The funny thing is R buys a lot for himself and is even more stingy about his food. He will literally point out what's his when he comes back from grocery shopping and tells us not to touch it. Last week, my milk was nearly empty again and I got fed up. I went to the liquor store and bought regular dairy milk. I drank what was left of my almond milk and refilled the gallon with the one I bought. This was to prove R is the one stealing since he's lactose intolerant. The next day, Saturday, we get back from work and R is pissed. He yelled at me that he was stuck in the bathroom for 40 minutes with diarrhea because of my milk. He was using it to make a shake. I only responded with, "So then you're the one who's been stealing?" He freaking exploded. Yeah, he admitted he was sometimes drinking my milk and eating my food, but he was more mad that I switched milks than the fact that he was caught. I told him I wouldn't have done that if he'd just stopped taking my stuff from the fridge, or at least, told the truth instead of trying to make it seem like I was making it up. My roommate backed me up and thought it was kind of funny he got payback for stealing from us. It's a little tense and my roommate told me R is trying to convince him to agree to kick me out. Little does he know we're both looking to move somewhere else together because we are sick of his crap. I told some buddies what happened and a few think I was an asshole for that. I feel like I'm not in the wrong here. He was taking my food and not even owning up to it and I wanted to prove it. Does that make me the a-hole? Am I the a-hole for not making it known I understand Spanish to my GF's family when they talked about me? I'm 24M, not Hispanic or anything. I'm white and was adopted by my parents when I was 5. My mom is Mexican, so I learned Spanish from her. I'm pretty fluent and I guess that surprises people sometimes because I don't look the part. White, blonde hair, blue eyes, etc. Anyways, I've been with my girlfriend for a while, who is Hispanic. Never mentioned I'm bilingual because the topic was just never brought up. A month ago, her family wanted to meet me since we recently moved in together. We did it through Zoom, safety and all. It was her parents, her grandma because she lives with her parents, and her sister. Everyone was welcoming and nice. Her grandma was the first to say something in Spanish and her words surprised me because she was literally so nice talking to me then suddenly switched to saying something else. ¿Por qué ordo giro? Why another white boy? Pretty much, then she asked when she can set her up with one of her friend's nephews. My girlfriend told her to stop. Then her parents did the same. A couple times during the convo they switched to Spanish whenever making a comment about me. My girlfriend at least always shut down their criticisms and told them to stop talking like that. To be honest, I didn't say anything because I was curious what their real thoughts on me were. It's kind of sucked that they were so freely talking about me right in my face. I finally said something when her mom mentioned my GF told her I was in college and asked what I'm studying. Her dad commented to her grandma in Spanish on no wonder he moved in with her if he's wasting all his money in school. See, the fact that we moved in together seems to be their hang up with me. They're not happy we moved in and think because she works full-time and I part-time that we did it so I can mooch off her. Which isn't even true because we split the bills for everything. So, I answered in Spanish, we moved in together because we wanted to take the next step in our relationship and we love each other. Then I answered her mom's question, also added that I have several scholarships that pay for everything so what I earn goes to living expenses. They all looked panicked and right away apologized a million times for what they said. My girlfriend was shocked too, but she didn't have an issue with what I did and thought the look on their faces were hilarious. She only felt bad that I did know what they were saying all along and apologized. Her sister is telling us what I did was petty and mean because I embarrassed them. That I should have said I knew Spanish because that was a conversation I wasn't meant to understand be part of, therefore it wasn't my business to listen in. It's like I was eavesdropping to her. I get eavesdropping is bad and they wouldn't have said anything if they knew I understood, so I guess I can see where she's coming from. Was I the a-hole for not saying anything? Am I the a-hole for refusing to listen to my parents and wanting to sue my cousin for a prank? I, 31 male, recently had my cousin, 21 male, move in with me after he got kicked out of his college dorm and had no job to pay for rent. My parents told me I needed to step up and help because I own a house, live alone with my 2 golden retrievers and 2 birds that I had since last year. My cousin would make fun of me whenever I call my pets family and thinks I'm crazy. He has a bad sense of humor and thinks he's funny. He calls me funny nicknames like Robot Terminator Optimus Prime and others because I wear a prosthetic leg that I've gotten after I had an infection 2 years ago. I've been patient with him causing a mess and not even doing his own laundry. It's been 3 months and it's too much already. So recently he started doing pranks and using personal things in his pranks. Like clothes, my phone, stuff from the kitchen, etc. I usually take off my prosthesis before going to bed and, since I work all day, I got to bed early. Unlike him, he stays up till 3 to 4 am. He decided to do a prank and hid my prosthesis somewhere. I saw that it was gone in the morning. He did it twice before and hid it in his room and the garage. I had enough of his BS. I asked him where he took it and he joked and said that it was inside the fridge. I was livid. I started screaming at him to stop it and to tell me where my prosthesis was before I kick him out. He realized I was being serious and told me that it was in the attic. I let him go get it and when he brought it to me, he looked worried and started apologizing. When I saw the socket had cracks, the adjustment pyramid and pylon were damaged. He told me he hid it under the old TV and didn't think it was this fragile. It was there overnight, so the damage has already been done. I lost my crap. I yelled at him, while all he did was apologize saying it was just a prank bro, which made it worse. I told him to leave and called my aunt to tell her about what her son did and that she needed to pay for the damages. Her reaction was shocking. She said that it was my fault because I knew how her son is and decided to take him in anyway and that she won't take responsibility for his actions. I told her I'd seriously sue because I'm broke and have no money to pay for a prosthesis and crutches are unbearable. I was so angry. I kept lashing out at everyone. Especially my mom and dad, who argued with me and said that I can't sue family and this is my cousin and he meant no harm. I told them that he created this situation and needed to fix it. They called me awful for refusing to wait till Christmas is over and family gathering is over, then they'll figure something out. I told them to stay out of it, but until now they're telling me to not cause an issue. We're in the holidays and suing my cousin will make them look bad to everyone. I'm stuck here with crutches feeling awful after they all tried to shut me up and told me to wait till holidays are over, then they'll raise money for me and my cousin gets away with it. Edit. My dad offered to fix it himself, but this is ridiculous. He thinks that this is some object like a CD player or a TV he can fix. I called him ridiculous to his face and I didn't let him touch it. He clearly thinks it's no big deal. I stopped taking his calls after that because he doesn't realize how big of an issue this is.